Lots of snow on the mountains and mountain passes. Here's senior meteorologist Kristi Gordon with a look at that. Kristi.
Yeah, we have to get everyone up to the mountains, Sophie. So what the problem is, or I guess the good thing is, bringing snow to the mountains is this low pressure center just sitting offshore, and it's bringing waves of moisture. So you may be driving along and not see anything. You think the road's clear, and then all of a sudden a wave of snowfall might move in for the mountain passes. It's rainfall for our region, and we're seeing strong winds through those mountain inlets where a lot of people will be driving. There has been a snowfall warning in place for the Coquihalla. I think you will see that will end through the overnight period, but we're still expecting some flurries, and this is Function Junction where it has started to rain there, and as we continue through the evening hours, that will transition to a snow or wet snow. And in through Howe Sound, we've seen wind gusts up to 100 kilometers an hour today. So just gives you an idea of the type of travel that you can expect tonight. So this is the forecast for all of the mountain passes, with the most significant through Rogers and Kootenay Pass. Tomorrow conditions are going to ease in terms of precipitation, but we will still see gusty winds, and certainly it will be slippery, so people need to be careful.
All right, thanks, Kristi. Let's bring Kristi back in for a look at our weather forecast. Not quite a bomb cyclone, Kristi, but still windy out there.
Still windy, but you know, Sophie, with this storm making its way closer to the coast, we were actually anticipating stronger winds than what we saw across Vancouver Island. So the peak is 78 kilometers an hour on the outer coast. That's not too bad considering we were in excess of 110 during the last one. One of the key areas that was really impacted today, though, was Howe Sound. Gusts up to 100 kilometers an hour for a fair amount of the day. So very blustery. And again, reminder, if you're traveling, we're anticipating some precipitation on and off tonight with windy conditions across all the mountain passes. So there's still wind warnings in place. We will continue to see that tonight, but the low pressure center itself is actually going to track further north. So the strongest winds are going to be more towards the northern portions of Vancouver Island and the central coast, and we'll continue to see things ease across the south and across Metro Vancouver. Nonetheless, these bands of precipitation are why we're concerned for travel in the mountain passes, because you might think you're in the clear, nothing happening, and then all of a sudden a big band of snowfall might move across. And for our region, that means rain. So we saw a nice break of blue sky today at one point, and then all of a sudden the rain came back in. And that's what we're expecting as we head into tomorrow, where that low pressure center just sits offshore and continues to bring waves of precipitation. Nice little rain shadow effect for those of you in the southern interior. Some nice breaks of blue sky for you. But for tomorrow across our region, we may see some breaks in the clouds, certainly, but overall you can expect the rainfall on and off once again. Still fairly gusty, but we don't expect any warnings. So gusts just up to about 60 kilometers an hour. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Kristi. A de-stressing workshop. All right, senior meteorologist Kristi Gordon joins us now. Kristi, with snow hitting so hard in the mountains, what do we need to know about travel?
Well, we're going to continue to see moisture on and off. I mean, this is a Function Junction area where it's starting to see a transition from rain to snow across the region, and we'll continue to see that this evening. But it's not just the slippery, slushy conditions, it's also the winds. Howe Sound have had gusts up to 100 kilometers an hour today at some points. Now, we are starting to see the winds ease a little bit, but we'll still see gusty conditions because the low pressure center is just sitting offshore, and it's bringing bands of rainfall for our region and snow for the mountain passes. So you may be traveling along and it's totally clear or dry on the roads, and then all of a sudden you may run into one of these bands, and we're talking about a rapid accumulation of snow. So it's really important everyone's aware. Not only are we expecting snowfall, but windy conditions. So here's the forecast for the region overnight. Wet snow for sea to sky, flurries on the Coquihalla, Highway 3 connector as well. A lot of snow expected for Rogers Pass and Kootenay Pass. Tomorrow will be a little bit easier for travel. The winds are going to ease, and so will the precipitation, but I would wait until sort of the late morning hours. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Kristi.
And he is a watcher, and so is his family.
Oh, well, hi, all the Bublays.
Hi to the Bublays. And hi to Kristi, who's here with a look at some of this weather. Still wild in some parts, Kristi?
Yeah, and we still have warnings and special weather statements in place, but really the winds weren't too bad today, partly because that low pressure center really weakened and stayed offshore. But nonetheless, Howe Sound certainly got hit. 100 kilometer an hour winds, not as bad right now. And for our region, close to 70. There were a couple thousand without power today across Vancouver Island and a couple hundred in Metro Vancouver. These are the areas that are under a warning. Metro Vancouver, just the southwestern portions, but I think you'll start to see these ease later on tonight. And here's the reason why. The low pressure center is going to slowly continue to weaken and track towards the north. So we'll really see the winds across these areas ease by the morning hours. I am still anticipating some gusts tomorrow, but overall things really backing off, except for northern Vancouver Island and the central coast, you'll still see blustery conditions, and I expect the warnings to continue. But it's the rain, really, that will be on and off as these waves move on shore. Great news for the mountains. It certainly means snowfall for the mountains. But if you're traveling, of course, make sure you note that. And this is Sunday. By Sunday, that low pressure center finally backs away and really weakens, but we will still feel some impact of it, certainly across Vancouver Island on Sunday. It won't be until Monday that we're totally free and clear from it. So rain on and off. We're talking about 10 to 20 millimeters of rainfall for Metro Vancouver, especially along the mountainous regions. 9 degrees will be our daytime high. And then Sunday, we're expecting conditions to ease to just a chance of showers. The thing I want to point out here is off in the distance there, it does look like we might have a nice stretch of weather, and we certainly deserve it, don't we? Because it's been a long time coming. All right, tonight's Central Windows weather window is coming to you from Vancouver today, where although we saw some breaks of blue sky and some rainfall, of course, this is what it means. Beautiful double rainbow. So thanks to Roy Hyman for that one.
All right. Thanks very much, Kristi.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
Phew. For the letters getting to the notes.
Yes.
Well, you wouldn't want Santa.
No, otherwise you'll get nothing for
Exactly.
Christmas. Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Okay, so I'll give you the gift of satellite debris here. Oh.
So strange. Always golden. Thank you very much, Squire.
Here we are into another, well, it's not a bomb cyclone, but
No.
inclement weather.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow, do you remember last Saturday? It was pretty ugly. It won't be like that. We are expecting, though, rain on and off, and it is going to be fairly blustery, but it won't be as cold. We only saw highs of 4 degrees last Saturday, so this will feel quite balmy. 9 degrees with the rain on and off.
Right.
But better on Sunday for sure.
I like all those yellow balls in the 5 degrees.
I know. Fingers crossed.
All right, thanks, Kristi, and thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you had a great week, and a great weekend is ahead.
Good night, all.